Me and Dexter were boycotting this movie because it didn't have any rabbits in it. Bet you didn't know this was a CGI rabbit. It's alright, girl. So this is a movie review for The Lion King 2019. Yet another movie I've had to put 2019 in the title for. Do you realize how much that sucks for search ranking? Anyway, I actually really did enjoy this movie for what it was, with one major glaring negative, which we'll get to later. Fair warning, this video is going to be a little bit longer than my usual reviews just because The Lion King was and still is my favorite Disney movie of all time. But before we get to that, thank you for clicking that thumbnail and giving this video a watch. So what are your thoughts about The Lion King 2019 and what are your thoughts about Disney remakes in general? Let me know in the comment section below, and if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button to see more videos like this one. By the way, I don't know if you know this, but if you've seen the original Lion King, it totally spoils this one. It's like ridiculous. With that said, you already know what this movie is about, so I'm gonna skip the synopsis. The Lion King 2019 is indeed a shot-for-shot remake, not a live-action remake, just a remake. Live action implies what we're seeing is actually alive. Despite how live this looks, it ain't. It also does have a little change here and there, but it does follow the original movie beat for beat. This version though stars Donald Glover, J.D. McCrary, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Seth Rogen, Billy Eichner, Beyonce, and then James Earl Jones reprising his role as Mufasa. I'm pretty sure I pronounced one of those names wrong. Let's start off with the good stuff. This photorealistic technology is out of control. I was mesmerized by the first shot, and I'm still blown away with how gorgeous this film looks. From beginning to end, it was stunning. Like, I cannot stress that enough. Like the original Lion King changed the game for animation, I think this Lion King changed the game for CGI. Like, I would not be surprised if the need for actors to appear physically in movies is unnecessary in 15 to 20 years. I will admit I was a lot disappointed that this movie was a shot-for-shot remake. I did slowly just get over it once I saw how beautiful the film actually was, but I will admit those moments that were different, I did enjoy a lot more. For example, Timon and Pumbaa were the highlight in this movie for me, and surprise, surprise, 90% of their dialogue was original, and it allowed Eichner and Rogen to really bounce off each other's chemistry. Take note of that, Disney. While we're here, let's quickly talk about cast. Jeremy Irons is iconic as Scar, and I was a little worried, but Ejiofor did great. He was a lot less sarcastic, but he was much more menacing. Like, he felt truly evil, if that makes sense. Like, bitter, and that's the worst type of evil. I also really do think that Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner stole this movie, as many have stated already. As mentioned before, their chemistry was spot on, and their character design seemed to mimic their actors in real life. Anytime they were on screen, I was dying, and it got to the point where I was anticipating their return. That being said, let's talk about some of the negatives. This movie lacked a lot of emotion. And that's what comes along with this photorealistic technology. Animals don't really emote as much as you think. I really think they should have made some creative choices to not make this movie as National Geographically accurate. Like, lions don't cry. So in that moment we all know I'm referring to because it traumatizes us as children happens, it was like, Like Timon and Pumbaa, they made them very animated, very fun, very expressive. And that's why I think they work so well, that along with giving them actual original dialogue. There are some moments towards the end that do work and I can see more expression in some of the characters' faces, but they should have turned it up to a 20 when it was sitting at about a 4 for most of the movie. On that same note, if you are going to go the photorealistic route, which they did, they should have had a much stronger cast or at least spent a lot more time with direction. I've said it once and I will say it again, Beyonce was not a good choice for this role. She's a wonderful performer, but she is not an actress. I thought a lot of the rest of the performances were fine. James Earl Jones, of course, is wonderful, but in a movie where your characters can't emote as strongly, you better be able to pick up the slack, and I don't think a majority of the actors were able to do that. Last, let's talk about music. I'm pretty sure Be Prepared was shoehorned in because it caused an uproar when everyone heard that it wasn't going to be included. Because it's rushed, it feels much less epic. It was actually my favorite song in the original and my least favorite here, and seeing it just brushed over was a big letdown. On the flip side, Hakuna Matata, my least favorite song in the original, was my most favorite here. Do not judge this song or the entire movie based on that 30-second clip you got from Jimmy Kimmel. They did great with this song. As a whole though, because this movie is grounded in reality, you do lose a lot of magic from the musical numbers. And I hate it. I mean, hated Can't Wait to Be King when it first started. At that exact moment, I knew this movie was not going to be as magical as the original, and once I realized it was going to be more based on reality, I just clicked that switch off in my head and I was able to actually enjoy it a little bit more. I had fun with it. It felt like more of a distraction to lose Zazu, and so I enjoyed that dynamic. Circle of Life was just so crazy to see these lifelike animals for the first time, and then Can You Feel the Love Tonight was fine. Like, at what point did no one think, hey, why don't we have Can You Feel the Love Tonight happen at night? Donald Glover and Beyonce did just fine singing it, but again, because it's grounded in reality and lines can't emote, it felt much less romantic. And why am I talking about romance between two lines? I will say one thing though, I don't know if it was a theater I was in or just the sound mixing in general, but the music numbers felt much less immersive. I wanted it to bump, like take me out of the rest of the story and into this musical world, but it didn't. And there were times where I was like, can I just turn the volume up? Okay, in the end, I did criticize this movie a lot, but that's because the original meant so much to me. I do think this was a solid remake and it really showcases this new technology though. So I will say I am on the love side of this love-hate relationship. I think The Lion King 2019 breaks into this new world of technology and possibilities, and I thought it was cute and pretty enjoyable. I do wish they would have lightened up a little bit on the realisticness of the animals, or at least given them a little bit more personality, or spent more time in the studio with these actors delivering those lines, because some of them missed the mark. I think Timon and Pumbaa did wonderful, and although the music won't blow you away, they did do a good job at capturing some of that fun. Would I recommend watching it? Yeah, it's a great family film. It's a great date night film. It's fun to watch The Lion King and Jon Favreau's photorealistic vision, and I think just for the fact of experiencing this technology, it's worth going to see in IMAX and the theater. I'm gonna stop going away from ratings on my reviews just because they've started to become a little redundant on my channel, because they will change maybe an hour, 3 days, or whatever after I post the video. But after seeing The Lion King 2019, I left the theater as a cute little happy warthog baby, and I will definitely be buying it on Blu-ray. Alright, thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it to the end. What are your thoughts on The Lion King 2019 remake? I would love to hear your perspective. Leave it in the comment section below, and while you're here, go and check out one of my other videos. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, it really helps me out, and if you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe with a side notification bell. Until next time, shine on, you crazy diamonds.